Hello brothers and sisters of the interwebs, Steel Phoenix here, and welcome to another Theory Thursday. As I said last time, this won't be a huge theory so much as an analysis or a more passive theory. This week we are talking about aura and its connection with the soul. Before we get started, a quick announcement. Through the volume of RWBY, I will lower the Patreon tier for Discord access to the $1 pledge, and anyone that pays the pledge will have access to the Discord even when the offer passes, even when the season is over, and I raise the pledge level to its current price again. Just be sure to keep any receipt you get from Patreon as proof, because I think Patreon bot is still a bit testy. But let's get on before I ramble too much. As it was said in the world of Remnant, which is a pain to find due to all of her reactions and literal downloads that were re-uploaded and also monetized. Rooster Teeth, if you're watching, you might want to get on that. Aura is a manifestation of the soul, but how closely tied to aura is the soul? This, I believe, is a two-part question. There's a passive effect of aura, such as healing and the force field, and then there is the semblance. And as it would seem, also the maiden powers, which is how I got the thinking on this theory in the first place. This is due to two different aspects. We'll start with the active versus passive on a normal person, such as Yang, who is most likely to show this example. With her damage to damage semblance, as she takes damage she deals more damage, though as was made clear in the death battle between Tifa and Yang, this does not mean that her aura is any stronger than anyone else's. In fact, they follow up by stating that her physical durability is what often means the difference between her and her opponent. Meaning there have been times where her aura has been depleted, or more so, her reserve has been depleted, as they put it. Yet, she is still able to use her semblance, meaning that the aura reserve, as they call it, is separate from the semblance aura. Moving on to the other half, the maiden powers, which is, we've only seen a major focus on to their extent, and ties to aura with Amber. So, that is who we will focus on. It hasn't been outright told that maiden magic is tied to aura, however, it does have evidence to back it up, with them being along such similar veins. Telekinesis similar to Glenda's, the ability to freeze things similar to Weiss's when assisted with dust, although without the use of her staff, and pyrokinesis, which appears to be part of Cinder's semblance, although it is hard to pinpoint hers due to her use of catalysts, even during her fight against Amber herself, using her arrows as catalysts. The only thing that seems to be assured is that her ability to form glass shards from other materials and launch them at her opponent. But, back on maiden magic, it appears that it is an amplified combination of several semblances for maidens, with the added effect of being able to glow from your eyes, though maybe we'll be shown more specifically what maiden magic can do later in Volume 4. The most important matter for the battle between Amber and Cinder, Mercury, and Emerald is the part of discussion. For this part of discussion is when Cinder starts to steal Amber's power. She's left damaged and comatose from that point until she is killed by Cinder fully. Unable to heal, which is a very important note. If she were to still have her aura, or at least all of it, she would have been able to heal at least to a stable state without needing life support for at least months, though likely over a year, though since we don't know when beginning of the end takes place in relation to Volume 1, we can only be sure that it's months. Still far longer than it takes even a novice aura user like Jean to heal from injuries from both bludgeoning by Cardin, followed by a battle with an Ursa, which until the final strike he was losing. Back to Amber though. This means that she has a significant amount of her aura taken, meaning maiden magic either weaves itself into aura or is just a key that unlocks potential aura and amplifies it. Which of those it does has little bearing on the result of this theory, but this means that for the whole time between the beginning of the end and Amber's death, Cinder had part of Amber's soul in her tied to her aura, and when she died she took the remainder of her aura. and possibly her soul, meaning that if this theory is true, then the glove is a far darker weapon than originally thought. In turn, could put a new meaning behind the mark Cinder received for using it. And if Aura really is closer tied to a soul than originally thought, rather than just being an extension of the soul, then Penny was technically alive from a spiritual perspective, meaning she technically did die, though her soul was set free from her metal body and not absorbed into a crazy woman with an affinity for glass. But that's just a theory / analysis on what I've noted about Aura through the seasons so far. I know this theory was a bit of a darker one, but remember, it's just a theory. Doesn't make it canon until it's expressly told. But that's it for this theory. Like if you liked, comment your thoughts on the theory and any other theories you'd like me to cover on future episodes. Subscribe to become part of the Phoenix Brotherhood. Support me on Patreon if you'd like. And as usual, thank you, have a nice day, and Steel Phoenix signing off.